Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Zelfie, doing solo commentary for Retrop versus Oiprocs. Are the decks for the video? Okay, so we have a Hana. Who the fuck inhaled Hana? Oiprocs played Hana? Boro Royale? I would have expected Retrop to be the second Zephiel, and I have no clue who is. It could be Seacart, I guess. It was the Hana Boro Vala. So Retrop has a very strong lineup. He has two of the top three, and then Al. Al has been doing super well for him. And then we have another of the two top three, plus Hana. Though this is definitely not the matchup that Hana should win. Trying to see, Hana has a decent matchup against the other two decks. It's just that Hana's gonna have a hard time, beating a Boro. And so, I'm excited. I like both these players a lot. I think it'd be cool to see both of them make it farther to the tournament. So it's really hard to choose who I want to win more. We also see that Retrop is running the Kale Dory one. I have never seen Retrop play a board before, so I don't really know what type of list he'd be running. It seems like Oiprocs went in favor of a purple plus white build. Maybe he has some other colors plus some tech cards. He'd be running like question mark, question mark, question mark, for example, right? To deploy off of Florida and Hodoka. Other than that, okay, so we also see Kildori. Yeah, this is probably a Hinoka 4 and a Florida like engine based deck, and less of a like Queenoka plus Sheeta style deck. Which means that the cards on average you're deploying are 3-drops. Instead of like well, Sheeta's the only one that really deploys 2-drops, right? They all sort of deploy different ones, so the Hinokas in that deck deploy like Sheetas and other 4-drops, or you can deploy 3-drops with the Warp Noka, and then you got Sheeta to deploy 2-drops. But in this list, you're pretty much always deploying a 3-drop using your skills. It's really interesting. I don't have a whole lot of experience in Purple Hana, but you know, it's still there. We're going to see a turn 2 promotion already, as well as just Retrop shoving units down. Already seen the Kana on the field too. Not sure if Kana is actually going to land a hit against the 40 plus 30, but you know, you can always sell for an attack emblem maybe. We're going to see Kuragi swing to Judo. This is also important. We see this evade, which I'm not sure what that says. I'm not sure if Retrop's running an extra play set of those, or if he's only running like one copy of this one cost and 4 copies of the other. We also see a key, and this is so rude. It doesn't really affect his curve right now, unless if Hana decides to play a 3-drop next turn instead of promoting, which seems a little bit unlikely. You won't have the reach to actually attack the Takumi. Could happen. You could just see yourself needing to take it a bit slower, I guess. But I'm expecting Oiprocs to promote here. In that case, the Takumi is pretty much free to class change, and then from there, Takumi can deploy maybe Kaldori 3, if Retrop is still running an older, like a Borolist, or even just like, you know, a classic Setsuna as well, or Automaton. There's so many deploys here. We just don't have a firm understanding of what Retrop's deck list is right now. Thinking about this bond here, I feel like in white purple Hana, you don't have. There's like 2 cards you like really want to keep, right? You really want to keep Florida and you want to keep Warp Noka, and those are practically the only 2 deploys that actually matter because everything else is just static, which is how for flying emblems makes sense. As we're just gonna smack face. This is kind of fair because in most cases the Kana can't hit without a crit anyways, and we haven't seen K's revealed yet from Retrop, so we don't actually know if the Kana is going to be able to hit in most cases. You kind of have to presume, yeah, Kana can't crit me most of the time. If you're really, really scared of Kana crit, you can try to clear it, but you're so slow, you gotta be fast in this matchup. There's no room to let a Boro have momentum against you, especially since you're already having a hard time contesting the board as it is. Retrop thinking about the bond. This opens up just turn 4, so he can either class change Takumi or deploy K's for the most part. Those are usually the two best on curve plays, right? He can also just simply play another archer as well. And in this matchup, that's not even awful. If you're playing a third archer here, you're still set in stone. It's all gold. Taking a long time with this bond here. Retrop has 6 cards in hand, so he's probably hoarding between Evades, Ryoma, maybe a Momly. And he's also trying to think about his card. This is usually the only times I see a Boro thinking. It's usually, hey, I have a card that I want to play this turn and next turn, and I don't know what to bond. I think if you have dodges Takumi. Okay, so we do see Takumi bond in 2 Ks. That's interesting. This is sort of where I was leaning to, where he's thinking about which play is better. Although, what I was saying is he was trying to think about what he wants to deploy next turn, when it seems like the issue was, what does he want to deploy this turn? I think K is strong, just because you have so much damage to push on Oiprocs here. With one orb, one of these is clearly going to hit with a crit as well. He can't dodge forever. He gets a card draw off of that too. And now he has to dodge 4 other hits. 2 of these can naturally hit. 2 of these more than likely need to be crit. Game 2, oh my god, he's just... Okay, well, back from that 7-minute match, we are on to game 2. So we are down to 2 purple X, and Oiprocs has Hana, Valui, and a Boro. The Hana and the Boro should hypothetically have a good matchup against purple. Hana has a really good time just dodging, or not being in range of Will of Fire Roy in the beginning, because 40 plus 30 means you're intangible to 40 plus 20, unless if they crit, of course. But also, that's if they crit. So usually, you're not going to get ramped on. You're less likely to get ramped on. That's what I'm trying to say at the end of the day. And between that, we're going to see Hana again. And Al, I think it's fine, because Hana is a little bit sketchy. I think I may have played Valui into the situation if I had this exact lineup, just because I'd trust Valui to go first against these decks more. And I think Hana can do okay going second. It's still tough. Both of these are essentially 4-3-80 bases. See that Roy will more likely hit a Dragon most of the time, right? And they're all going to get to 80 at some point. We're still just dropping raw keys. Retrop has no chill when it comes. Flipping a coin? Excuse me? Oh, he's probably flipping to see who attacks first. Oh no, what if this is a Dragon Emblem? Oh my god. It's so disgusting. And I believe this even hits, right? What's Hana protection against? 2 cost or higher? Oh, it's when she's attacking. Yeah, oh my god, that was absurd. He even stacked a Fae. He could have, a Myrrh in hand, probably. He probably had both Keats, anyways. Maybe he drew the Fae on top and just restacked it. But, oh, that's just not a good start. You hate to see it. This is, the classic purple problem. I do want to think about what the correct order was there, because if you had a Myrrh in your hand, your correct play was probably swing with Fae first, just because of that scenario. Wait, what? If you had Fae in your hand, you have to swing with Fae first, in case you hit the Fae emblem, I guess. If not, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm not too sure. We're probably just going to retaliate just by dropping more shitters. My biggest issue with Hana as a deck is that it's just the pile of stats. You don't really do anything else than back the game state. Sometimes you deploy units pretty efficiently, but other than that, you don't really have any specific tools you can rely on. at least like Fear, who I also detest, has Pull occasionally in her, and other random purple support cards. But when you're just playing a blob of stats, I feel like it's hard to, win based off of your own skill, if that makes sense. We're gonna see Al here, and Retrop has been getting super lucky with his Als recently. Just check out any fucking video of him with Al. We're also gonna see the Judo B swim back. This is alright. I'm not sure what the one costs are really doing, but I guess it's good that none of them are probably gonna be attacking Retrop this turn. What are you with? Is he with the Nellywood? Yeah, I guess he with the Nellywood. Okay. You're gonna see a PD. Oh no. Oh no. So this does hit because it's Hana base attack 40 plus 10 firm skill plus 20 plus the 30 C, and that was always gonna hit. But oh no, no promotion. That was like the only thing you didn't need right now. Thankfully, this is actually gonna hit because Juno has like S. She's an S flyer. Even though that she came first, S flyers are usually one cost flyers. They get plus an attack when supported by another flyer. They're just called S flyers because S is the most popular one. Thinking about moving the Fiora up. I don't know why you would keep your Pegasus stuff in the back line. I mean, sure you can move them around, but one, it's a one drop. So if they're attacking it, it's probably pretty inconsequential, right? Unless if you really want to be hit in the face, the take orbs. I guess that's the only situation you really see. But, he's not going to move it up. You just gotta pray that he hits a flying emblem and is able to move it up. Or he's just, saving it for when there's other units on the field. Maybe a Myrrh or something else. Regardless, Retrop is in a super, super good situation here. He managed to hit a Keat turn 1. His opponent no promo. This is exactly the dream case scenario for Retrop right now. We're even guessing it, So if he has a Fate in his hand, he's guaranteed to untap. He can also ramp, so you get closer to his win con. But yeah, we're just gonna start untapping out here. I don't expect anything less. And we're just heading face. This is what Al does best. Stack on top, I wonder if it's an Al. It sure is. Sweet again. A Dragon Emblem. Oh my god, he just keeps hitting everything anyways. If I was Oiprocs here, I might literally have scooped here. If there wasn't a reason to play this out, I would have scooped here. There's no reason to continue from that point. Oh no, now he's an 80 base. If he wants to, of course. Oh my god. He's not even using these bonds. But he is an 80 now. So, yeah. I guess Retrop only does have one orb, so having the extra protection is nice. Though with no Hana up right now, it's really hard to see Oiprocs finding lethal damage here without all crits and a flying emblem to help. Because we could hypothetically go to we can't play Warp Noka, so it's definitely Florina and the Heath, I think. Florina, Heath, and then crits with the other units. So there's the Florina. Retrop being an 80 base also helps a lot too, because without that rally up now, this Florina is going to have a hard time hitting. 60 plus 30 isn't enough to hit 80 plus 20. This, on the other hand, will hit because Gale is really good. Did I say Heath? I meant to say Gale. Gale hit 70 on MC, so he's pretty good. I wonder if we'll see a Hana crit or something like that. Buffing the Florina? I guess that makes sense. The only other units we're moving Hana back. We're not even gonna risk the crit. I see how it is. I guess we just don't have the ability to push for lethal here. How interesting. And then we move that up, obviously. Man, and then all Retrop has to do is drop an Eliwood here to win the game, or stack an Eliwood, something along the lines of that. And he does. I forget if Florina can just heal. Yeah, she can just heal any flyer. That's really good. means that one of his cards is at least a guaranteed dodge. But still, like, dropping an Eluin here or somehow pulling him. We could maybe even drop Zelfie if we're running that. I'm not sure if he does, but it's an option. What else will we see? Just a raw Guinevere. Guinevere's alright. I really like Guinevere. I just think she's neat. She's very effective. She grabs you a card and rigs. And because they're purple, the cards you're usually rigging tend to get you some additional value somewhere. We get the flip purple bonds. It's so weird. Also, she hits hard. So she's like a very fine unit for her stat line. Trying to decide here. If he doesn't have the pusher pull, there's just no reason to what's it called? There's no reason to like be untapping like crazy here. Like sure you might want to untap just to help clear the field, and that's usually like fine. But we don't have to commit extra evades that we don't normally need to, if that's the case. Fate Emblem. I'm gonna presume this is an untap. I feel like he'd want to untap at least once. Yeah. We could just like go ham too and continue untapping. Though I'm a little bit afraid of just how low his hand size actually is. And how many evades he could actually have, right? Another Fate Emblem. We can see the untap again. He must be really confident he's not gonna die here. Or like he's just trying to kill him. That could also be a possibility. Being able to stop, I'm not even sure if stopping Oiprocs' promotion matters a whole lot. I'm not even sure if he'd want to promote. And we're gonna see Gwyn. Yep. So like we've seen all the evades that Retrop has healed anyways, so now we're just like, okay. Hit one, lose the Hana, that's the one he healed. Will we see, oh my god, it's Al, baby. It's always Al. Game 3? I'm gonna presume this is game 3. And now we are moving on to our potentially final game. It is Roy versus the world, being Aboro, Valui, and Hana. And Hana has lost 2 games so far. One against a really shitty matchup. 2 because she no promoed into Retrop's almighty owl sacking powers. But against Roy, this is hypothetically Hana's best matchup, right? At this point, you might just play Hana, go down with the ship, give her the best shit she needs, or you're gonna sink with none of your decks winning. We could just see a swap just to help boost her morale, but I'm sort of expecting that. So Aboro going first is still a little bit sketchy. I think I would have played Valui going first out of my other 2 decks. Like if I really did want to play Hana right now, I'd go to Valui, just because I think Valui benefits a lot more from going first. Possibly you even have more dodges as Valui. But with Aboro though, you could like promote turn 2 usually, if you get your dodge on the mulligan. And then you'll be safe from Roy's tyranny of Will of Fire, or it'll hit the Fate anyways and you'll be fucked. He's just not going to swing whatsoever. Retrop deciding that he would rather take his chances in the end game. And we see Oiprocs' special tech here. He loves this card in this tech. You drop out on turn 2, and they don't swing, and you still get to promote anyways. So now Will of Fire is even less online. He didn't even take his chances the first time around. Of course, he could have just not swung because he didn't have a 1-drop to deploy alongside it anyways. I'm talking a whole lot here. But yeah. Oh shit, is that Roy Bridge? I haven't seen this card forever. He's gonna flip one for range, baby. It seems a little bit unnecessary because the latest were already done its job, right? But oh my god, he's desperate. He's desperate for power. Oh my god. So that sucked for him. You don't actually normally see Roy Bridge anymore. A lot of the Royalists would rather run like it's like 6 to 7 copies of the 4-3, and then obviously 4 copies of the 5-4. We're also gonna see an auto drop. This will help to give you extra insurance against Dark Emblems or Keats, and we're also gonna see a Ram too. Slightly. No, I'd say this is probably correct ordering. Luna can't hit the Kana anyways, because she's colorless, and Kana can't hit the Dragon Emblem herself. So you'd rather get the extra hit of Kana in that case. You don't have to draw cards immediately. Okay, I take that back. Maybe you do, but you have to consider what cards in your hand anyways. Like, do you have a play for your next turn anyways? Between the 3 cards that were in your hand, and one of them was a Rebora one, so clearly you're fine. And now Roy's the one behind on bonds, which is a funny thought. We're just gonna see Kanos. Are we gonna see an auto tap? People have been forgetting auto all tournament. Okay, so the auto actually proc this time. And then we're gonna drop her, sure. You do want to tap the Kanos in case of like Kanos 1, and then missed, but he crits. Or he can like Kanos Swain into Kana and crit. It just makes a lot of sense to tap the Kanos IMO. You're not really too afraid. I think you're expecting the Kana to go down most of the time. Flip 1, draw 1. I wonder if we'll see another flip up for range at this point. Though Roy is pretty aggressively spending his bonds. He hasn't even like made it to the 5-4 yet, and he's already spent 2 bonds. He could be spending another one here. Oh my god, he is. Just trying to make sure that Boro doesn't get anything for free. As Roy gets a draw for free. Isn't that crazy? In this case, this is where I think Oiprocs' list has a little bit of a struggle, because the cards he's playing are really burnout heavy. He's playing cards like Femway 3-2 and Lena, and while they're fine, they don't grant him any sort of value, and then he burns himself out of plays very, very quickly, I think, by expending crits. It doesn't have any sustainability. We do see a Takumi in the Sensitive, so this is a really good turn. He's just gonna go off these again. He just like doesn't give a shit. Though, if you're able to pull the 5-4 out of his hand right now, you're probably in a good spot, because now your backline is like extra protected for the rest of the game. We see a 4-3, and then this is the moment of truth of what he discards. Okay, we are going to see a 5-4 pulled out, so possibly, that was his only other Roy evade, and now he's going to have to play this other mind game. Oh, and then all the units get shoved into the back too, so most of his range is gone now as well. This is not fun for him. We could still see a promotion here, as we do. Roy runs a lot of them, so him dodging with the 5-4 is not exactly a death sentence. And then we will definitely be seeing a stack in Swain into Takumi. This makes so much sense, but if we have the Takumi dodge here, it could change a lot of things. No. That means we are going to get free card draw, and then we'll probably be able to safely move all our units back into the front line again. We might choose to keep Kanos back there, so we can clash change him on the following turn, and just keep him a little bit more protected. But most of the other units should be moving up to the front regardless. Whether or not we want to keep Kanos here is up to him. He's thinking about it. I think, just leaving Kanos in the backline is just perfectly fine too. Yeah, as expected. Now we're swinging back over to Oiprocs, and he's got to find ways to find lethal here. Ryoma's a good start. Ryoma plus another unit would be exceptionally good, but no, we're not even gonna flip one with Ryoma first, or tackle Ryoma first. He even hits the attack emblem as well. Oh, so this hits. We're going to force out another dodge from his hand, which happens to be a 4-3. He didn't discard with that last time, so, yeah. I was about to say, the 4-3 seems like a new dodge, because you don't want to dodge with the 5-4. Even if it's a bait to make them go to your face, one, that sounds stupid, but two, you'd still want the X support in your hand more than the mental mind game of, oh, this might be my last Roy in my hand. So it just made a lot of sense that it was his last one. We are moving on to game four. Oiprocs did not manage to get 3-0'd, and we're going to see the return of Hana. Hana is going second this time. So, Oiprocs is going to second for the rest of the set with Hana and Valley. Not the two decks that I would choose to go second, in my opinion, but once again, it's a little comfort thing. Sometimes you just have to step off the brakes and just be like, okay, I need to take my time here, and yeah, sometimes it happens. That's all I need to say. We're going to play Judah here. Both these cards are 40 plus 30s with like an asterisk next to them. And a Fiora. Nice wins. There's something too notable about like Hana. Like I said, she is just going to be playing cards and trying to play cards very efficiently or respectively. Roy here is really going to want to hit a Dragon Emblem if possible. He has a potential hit, more likely on I want to say the Hana, because I feel like regardless, the chances that Juno has a dodge compared to like if Juno's selfing is so minuscule that you should always count it as like 40 plus 30. But with Hana, you can at least count on the fact that Hana can't self. As we're just gonna see a lane anyways, which was his plans. He can still hit a key, regardless, right? But it's still, plan ruined type of moment here. No reason to swing into the Hana anymore. If we clear something, we clear something. And we hit the key anyways, because Roy's just that dumb. And we're also gonna see a Kanos hitting the Juno. That's one less hit on his face next turn, which is super good. And he's already up by 3 months. This is what I was saying about, not wanting Hana to go second. Because even though Hana has the natural bulk advantage, sometimes stupid shit just happens. And, these purple, it's not just Roy who ramps, it's all purple X. All purple X can get away with this damage, right? That's gonna hit regardless. But, it doesn't matter if Roy can't will fire sometimes. That's why I said it's a hypothetical good matchup. Because, like, oh my god, you shouldn't have will fire. And then they hit the key anyways. On top of that, they could be running, like, Fate Emblems like L1 or even Zephyr 1 in some Verge cases. So yeah, that's the situation we're in right now. There's also a Plumeria on the back line. Oh, there's also that question mark I was talking about earlier. You just use this to deploy off of Hinoka and Florida. Here's an example. We'll probably see the Plumeria getting attacked here. I can't see him going face in this situation. We could... Yeah, we'll probably just attack Plumeria. Take it nice and slow. This is the traditional Roy thing. He's just gonna draw a bunch of cards now. He draws one for that, draws one at the end of the turn, and E+1 from all of that. Oh yeah, we get the Ram too if we want to. I don't think he needs Ram. We're sort of at that soft, what's it called? At that boiling point where having more bonds is okay, but doesn't actually accomplish much. We're actually going to see the extra bond anyway, so maybe we can deploy Zephyr with the key now. But yeah, overall, still not a great situation. Oiprocs does have 4 orbs, so he can probably leverage this into some offensive advantage, meaning that, he can plop down a lot of offensive cards each and every turn, and then Retrop has to respond. Hey, you don't have a white bond. Oh no. Reload turn. Oh my god. No. This is the worst. Okay. So now Retrop gives him the chance to either... Oh no, he's just gonna put the Mirabilis down and accept his losses. Oh, this is so tragic. This does hit, but oh my god. You're so slowed down on tempo now. Sure, you hit Retrop, but what does it matter, right? You've lost the whole turn now just because you forgot the bottom white card. This is so sad. I don't like these, I'm not a huge fan of, like, the colorless text a lot. I'm just not a huge fan of Hana in general. I don't think that the deck does enough to justify playing it, but here we are, right? don't worry, I've fallen into the same trap before. This literally just happened in CCS, where I brought Hana as like an explicit like, if purple's going to shit, I can play it against purple. And then I played it against purple and I lost. So, you know, how do we end up here? We are gonna drop a Kanos. And we're probably just going to start stacking more Lolitas on top of the deck. I mean, I can't see why not at this point. We'll clear the peony, and then we'll smack face, and then, yeah, we'll just take it nice and slow and easy. The really, really nice part about the Knos Lolita synergy is that... Oh, we're just going to sweep first. Oh my god, stop hitting these Keats. But the really nice part is that, you know, Kanos gets to stack 2 Lolitas, and usually you have this mind game like, oh, you know, I'm playing Lolita, but I'm not sure if I want to draw Lolita. But because Roy has the ability to stack from hand, he's just going to stack 2 anyways. So, you know, if you miss it, okay, there's still Lolita on top of the deck. And then if you do take it, Roy's just going to restack it on top of the deck anyways. And now we're going to see him go face. No reason to clear the peony. You know the only thing that's coming down next turn, likely, is the Hana. We know that his tempo is all sorts of fucked up just because he missed promo that turn. Wow. That's a great way to capitalize on that misplay. I will say that. I mean, it sucks that the misplay happened, but, you know, the way that Retrop has taken advantage of it is super good. We're just going to start shuffling some good cards into the deck. No longer looking for this flyer emblems, and we don't really need them right now. Like, what are we going to be moving around? We're going to guarantee this hits by making Hana a 100 base with 40 swords. So not even Limstella can save you now. Oops. Discard Lolita. I'm so confused. Okay. Oh, right. He drew it, and then he just left the Lolita support on the field. I think that's what happened. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, my bad. Now it's back at Retrop's playing field, and even though he's at 0 orbs, he's probably sitting pretty comfortably. He probably has, like he said, he has Kanos on the field. There's no Plumeria, so he can literally deploy any card he wants. Probably Guinevere or Loot, or even just Zephiel. Like, Zephiel is just so rude right now. Kanos isn't in range right now, so we could even just, like, Dark Emblem him if we really wanted to. We're still bonding cards at this point. I think we're past the point where we need to be bonding cards. Unless this play is exactly... Okay, well, I was gonna say Zephiel plus 2 keys. But... Okay, why are we bonding? Did we really need a bond for that? I don't think so. Kanos. 2 Lolitas, and then we will go ahead and swing with whom? We're gonna flip 2 first. Or flip 2 more. What are we popping? The Mirabilis? Or the Peony? Probably the Peony, if I had to guess. I don't know what he's doing. Also, it's funny that we know where all the Lolitas are. There's 2 on top of the deck, 1 in bonds, and then 1 on the field. And then we're just gonna flip 2 to pop the 0 cost 0 attack unit. That's cool. That works. Do we have a Ray Crit in hand? It seems like it. Oh my god. And we were gonna draw a card for that. Neat. With that said, then Lolita probably swings, or we were gonna stack it? I guess we restacked it already. Usually he declares it. That's also gonna hit again. Oh my god. He just like doesn't have any evades. And then, oh my god. That's so sad.